Aarti, I want to ask one simple question. Why do some children lie for no reason or rhyme also, or they lie quite a bit?
Um, I'd have to answer it at several levels, ma'am. First, and the most straightforward answer I can give you, children resort to lies when they've modeled an adult who is lying. So the most common example is, the father doesn't want to go in for a meeting or something and say, tell papa's not there, I don't want to see this. But then, we're moralizing saying, Gandhiji never said lies, or Raja Harishchandra never said lies, or something like that. So the models we are using, but the models that we are, they're very different. So this is where the child realizes I can use lies too, because my father's using it, my mother's using it, grandmother's using it, and they realize that it is an easy way out, as opposed to having to face consequences or put in an effort. Then in that case, the treatment as such would be where the adult reflects, makes the change, and helps the child also to change. That would be the second is when the parent or the teacher or whichever adult the child is lying to is extremely unreasonable or tends to be punitive, tends to be arrogant, puts them down, belittles them, then the child may resort to lies. And I'll give you an example here, ma'am. Like, the child is not particularly great in mathematics, but is able to do well in English, social studies, etc. So when the maths paper comes, the child hides the paper in the bag, says, ma'am has not yet given me the maths paper. Now, this is a very typical avoidance related lying, because the child does not know how to deal with the anger or how to deal with
How to
the
face the situation?
consequences of this adult who is going to be punitive when the test marks cannot be changed. See, the test I've already written, it's already been done. And then there is this adult saying, you're not doing this, you're not good enough, etc. So, in that case, the change would be where the adult again reflects and says, okay, I am doing this because of which my child is using lies. As a result of this, if I become more supportive of my child, they will be motivated to speak the truth when it's avoidance related. The third set of lying is where the child is aware, probably not aware of how good they are at something or how much effort they need to put into something, and then they lie as a result of that. And I'll give you an example of that. So the child has to complete a a project or a science project or something like that. In the class, they've raised their hands and, ma'am, I'll do it. And children get very
Yeah.
enthusiastic when the teacher says, how many of you can do this, who can do this? Children raise their hand, but they don't understand that the effort required or the skills required for this task are something that I don't have. I may not be able to, I may need some more time to acquire it or develop it. So then what happens, last minute they cry, the parent finishes it, and then they bring it to school. Who did this? I did this, ma'am. Because, at some point, there's a discrepancy between that. In that case, again, the parent and the teacher could work together and let the child know, okay, the last time you were able to finish this, can you choose a project that is slightly more challenging, but not this one, because this one requires all these skills. Have a very open discussion with the child where they understand how much effort is required. Then there is the other lying where the child does it for attention seeking, or rather now we use the word connection seeking, because it's not really attention that I want, but I'm seeking a connection and a belongingness. I'll give you an example, a very beautiful one, ma'am. So there was a single parent, widowed very early, unfortunately, and she was working in one of the government sector jobs at a clerical level, which means her autonomy in the power that she has is very less. So if the boss says you have to stay till 6, you have to stay till 6. She can't say, I'm a single mother, I need to go back. She didn't have that autonomy. I know it's a difficult situation for many parents to leave early and things. So she would never come to the child's school functions, because last minute she would be told, come here, come there, you have office work. So this child, whenever there was a function in school, all the other parents would come, and usually both parents, and here this child already is being raised by a single mom, and mother would never be there. So this child developed this habit of saying lies, saying, Amma, today we had this social studies project, I spoke so well, ma'am gave me so many stars. And she'll show this diary with a lot of stars. Next day she said, ma'am selected me for sports, I came first. So every day the child would give something, and the mother say, oh, so good, so good. Then one final, the point when the mother realized it was an issue was when the child told her, this is annual day, tomorrow is the annual day, and I've been selected for the dance, I'm going to be the queen in the dance, and my teacher is very proud of my dance and everything. The mother, sort of felt very guilty. I've not gone for any of her functions and all that. So at least for this one, I'll take half a day's permission and go. She took permission, went to the school, nothing is happening in the school. In fact, it's an ordinary day.
Oh, okay.
It's an ordinary day. And the mother was so shocked. She walked in and asked the teacher, what is happening?
Where's the
And
child?
the child, and why is there no annual day and things? And the teacher said she was never selected. She's not even a dancer. She's never been in sports. So this was a child that was never seen by anybody. And all she was asking through her life is, see me. And when I say connection seeking, and that's where, when the mother came to me for counseling, and then we talked about, being very practical there. See, as a single mom, managing a job, managing a child, she is torn apart in many ways. So we taught her how to make a little bit of time helping the child also bond with the mother and things, and the lying behavior stop. I'll give you a funnier example because, I don't want to end on a very sad note. There was this child in the class, the clown in the class, as they would call it. Academically, he had some challenges. We were working with him, but how he would resort to lies is he'll suddenly say, ma'am, my pencil is missing, and my mother will hit me if I go to class and all of this. And the poor teacher, very empathetic because she also wanted to support him, she'll say, okay, come, we'll search. And she'll search the whole class, everybody's bag, everybody's book, everything. And then after about 20 minutes of the song and dance, he'll put his hand in his pocket, ma'am, sorry, ma'am, it's here only. And you'll notice that the child was actually using this kind of lying. It's also a form of lying to just feel all important in the class because he was not able to do it through academics. So we need to understand that it's not the external behavior alone and moralizing and advising, you shouldn't lie, good children don't lie, lying is bad, etc. But to see what is the reason or the contributing factor. And when we understand that, helping the child becomes easier.
Good. Thank you.